But is the site really haunted? Whether or not you believe in the paranormal, no one could ever dispute or discount the atrocities that occurred here. If there's any place in the country that should be haunted, Pennhurst is it. Tim Smith, now president of the Pennhurst Paranormal Association, had his doubts about the paranormal before he became co-owner of the property in 2010.
This is where my first experience ever was down that hall and a whisper in my ear. I didn't believe in ghosts until then, or spirits or whatever. And after being around in the buildings a lot, I started to got into the paranormal side of things and had a couple different experiences. You know, you have a lot of turmoil and issues here, which obviously lend itself to more the paranormal. Plus, I will tell you, the gravestones stopped roughly around 1942 in the graveyard, which is not on our property. And what's interesting about that is, are you telling me at its peak that nobody died? The state wants to tell you that they sent all the bodies home. They couldn't afford to feed them. And parents were told never to come back. So you're gonna put them in a pine box and send them out on your dime to people that don't want them.
There are people that are thinking that bodies never burned here, and that they all were just packaged up and sent back to their families. No. It's the first thing I felt was bodies burning here. If you're not gonna respect them in life, why were you going to be so respectful in death?
Something happened here that is not closely documented, I would tell you honestly, but no one's really gonna know that for sure until something comes up that somebody can prove.
Well, ever since I was little, I was able to see things that other people don't see. When you're out in life with this gift, it's kind of easy to blow off a couple things that happen when there's maybe a couple spirits around. But Pennhurst, there's hundreds.
We think we have a lot of different entities here, and some of them stand out more than others. We believe Dr. Fear, who was on the Bill Baldini piece, is here. We certainly got a lot of recordings that talk about him at the very least, and then we also have the King downstairs with the Mayflower, which is an entity that's really just nasty, to people and seem to be a bit more abusive than others. Occasionally you find children, sometimes you find patients that were really nice, but then it's hard to understand them because maybe they had some kind of speech impediment or something too, and sometimes you get recordings like that. So you do get some nice ones, but unfortunately some of these nasty ones really want to control things, and they don't allow them to speak for too long if you get them.
There are hundreds here that are very sweet. But if you think about it being back in the day, if we were to walk onto this campus 50 years ago, they are not the first ones that would be confronting us. Or would they be that aggressive?
I do believe that there's a reason why they're staying here. I believe that this is where they either felt the most comfortable for whatever reason, or for bad reasons, and then maybe this is where this was the only place that they were kind of king of their own domain, which is why we think the one guy calls himself the king.
In my view, it's that they are taking down to such a raw, subhuman level in existence here that they're almost afraid to leave, to go to the other side. I've been scratched, I've been shoved, my hair gets tugged. That stuff doesn't faze me too much. People come here for paranormal investigating, and some moments like he's pulling my hair and I'm like, this is what you came here for, like an experience.
Later in this video, we'll team up with Tim and Mara and do a little paranormal investigating of our own, the results of which will forever change the position of this filmmaker when it comes to the paranormal.
I have never, man, this place is legit. This is legit. I have never been in a place like this in my life.
These days, the property rests in its own decay, a relic, a memory, a shrine to those who suffered within its walls and the change that it ultimately effected. What started out as an investment opportunity turned into a labor of love for Tim Smith.
When you first bought this place, what was the...
Condos, probably. The place was sold originally with that in mind. It was sold by mid-density housing. The state needed revenue. So what they wanted to do is they wanted the person that bought the place to knock it down and to build condos. The housing market dropped off the face of the earth. We saw other areas where we could make some money to make up for that. So it's kind of been, an interesting journey.
Pennhurst still stands as a result of the private funds that trickle into it. These days, people visit Pennhurst for a variety of reasons. The facility has turned the old administration building into a nightmare of a haunted house for the fall season. They hold regular guided and private ghost hunts and paranormal conventions. Every penny goes back into the property, keeping the building standing. A bridge too far, some would say.
Hopefully we save as many buildings as we can as we go. My idea is to save every building. Is that realistic? Don't know. As time goes on, and we had, one piece of a hospital fall down over the winter, so obviously some of those things are not going to stay if we can't move along and find better ways or more ways to bring money into the place. It's a tremendous struggle. It's a huge project. I mean, to do it with private funds is becoming hard. I just appreciate everybody's, support in this. I mean, I know we ask a lot sometimes for donations, and even ghost hunts are not as cheap as we would love to have them, but we need every dollar to come in, and trust me, we're still not making enough of a dent in this huge project.
Could you ever tear it down?
Me? I couldn't. I would have to leave. I can't. I wouldn't be able to stomach that.
I also think this is a monument to those who suffered, and I don't think that you tear it down or disrespect that. And these buildings are beautiful in the saddest way. This whole campus is gorgeous, but it's deeply rooted in honoring everyone who was not honored in their lifetime.
Pennhurst Asylum attracts all kinds of people and events, and this weekend is no different. For 3 days, Pennhurst will become home to the LionClaws Military Simulation Series. They produce a series of airsoft military simulation games all around the country. The game would be best explained as taking a video game like Call of Duty to the next level. The simulation gives the players the closest experience to being in battle, with running storylines and missions to accomplish.
We're from Delaware. This is my son Cameron. We're here on Father's Day, spending some time together. Real life, what I do is I'm a police officer. Been playing airsoft for probably about 5 years now, and we absolutely love LionClaws.
It's Father's Day,
right?
And your son's done some incredible things.
He started off with me here with LionClaws, and after that, he just graduated recently from Fort Benning. LionClaws is a major factor in a lot of these kids' lives. My son now, he's part of the 3rd ID Old Guard. When you rear kids like this, and you have a stable solution for them, and you provide a base for them, like LionClaws, you can never go wrong.
Not a big fan of ghosts, but hey, I'll deal with it the best I can. You see me come running out of there, just get behind me and keep running.
I'm excited for it.
Are you worried about ghosts?
Nah. Hey, first time somebody tells me to get out, see ya, I'm gone. I'll be out in the parking lot eating lunch.
Do you plan on seeing any ghosts anywhere this weekend? I hear it's haunted.
I mean, yeah, I've been in the tunnel for like an hour.
Yeah.
So
It's the first time anything like this has happened at Pennhurst. And even the ghosts seem to be a little interested in what's going on around them, as we noted in the EVP we picked up from one of the unmanned GoPro cameras we had in the field. Yeah, that's creepy. Or maybe it was Greg Brothers, the Operation Chief of Staff, playing tricks on us. We'll never know. More EVP sessions to come, but now we join the players in the battlefield to see what they think of the AO. That's Area of Operation for you civilians.
So my name is John Bond. I'm from Charlton, Massachusetts. Came out for OPEX 3, another great LionClaws event here at Pennhurst Asylum. Doing a walkthrough yesterday, going through the tunnels downstairs. I just started kind of talking to myself, inviting spirits to say hi and stuff, and instant cold spots on 2 or 3 occasions. And it gets super, super cold, and then a few seconds later it comes back to normal temperature. Just a lot of interesting activity going on around here, and a lot of stories about people experiencing things too. It's going to be awesome.
The objective, kill the bad guys, man.
Watch that right corner on foot. Watch that right corner.
Move it up over here.
What we're doing is we're trying to take Vincent buildings so we can close in on their deployment. If we can do that, we can hold off their guys long enough for our guys to take Quaker building, which is a little bit to the east. If they could take Quaker building, we can kind of fall back here and just hold the whole field and collect all the objectives. That's what we're trying to get at right now.
Now we're starting to work our way deeper into the building, and basically it's a war of inches right now. Come in!
We're doing good. We're pushing hard. They're giving us low resistance, but we're pushing hard. By lunchtime, multi-cam be hitting the cleaners to get the uniforms clean. We'll own them out.
The right side there.
Got it, man.